at maturation and maturing of a spirit. Well, the maturing of the spirit is kind of the romantic side of things. We want our spirit, which goes into the barrel clear at 66% alcohol, we want that to spend time in that oak barrel having interaction with the environment, as well as having interaction with that oak. The varieties of barrels that we use at the distillery, we've got 5 varieties. The most common is this kind of barrel. This is a 200 litre bourbon barrel, ex-bourbon barrel. So it was formerly used in Kentucky to produce bourbon whiskey, and therefore being one of the most commonly used throughout the whiskey industry. Because not only do the Americans use them, but also they're used in Scotland and they're used in Ireland. They're just a great barrel all in all, because they have had a previous life, which has removed quite a lot of that oaky, that new oak flavour. And then for us to get them, well, we can get them, quite readily.
Yeah. Okay.
The law in the States says, or it used to at least, it's changed recently.
So are they reburning them?
We don't have to reburn them, no.
Not
until maybe 2 or 3 times into use. So we don't have to reburn them at all. And the burning of that barrel actually, that first instance when they're charring the inside, that's enough for maybe 3 uses. That gives you So I suppose the most important thing about why we're here, this Cardrona Distillery in the Cardrona Valley of New Zealand, where no other distilleries have been before, is down to the water. This wonderful mountain, the Cardrona mountain range beside me, it's collecting and it's working hard for us. It's collecting water as either snowfall, rainfall or spring water off the top of that hill, and it's working its way down to us, picking up wonderful minerality as it travels to us. I suppose, beauty of having a mountain beside us, that schist rock inside that mountain is filtering that water and also giving it real complexity. And that's one of the most important reasons when you think of single malt whiskey. It's one of the best reasons to be here, the character of that water that we're using.
So that was a big part of the reason why the owners set up in this position.
Very much so. Yeah. Finding the water source was probably one of the most important reasons, and obviously to be in a beautiful setting like this on a nice highway back and forth. We've got Queenstown on one side and Wanaka on the other, and it's a great little attraction for people.
And the ski slopes at the top.
Yeah, well, the ski slopes at the top certainly bring great people during the winter time, and we've got a roaring trade during the summertime. I mean, Wanaka and Queenstown, they're just one of the best, most popular destinations in New Zealand.
So that water, I mean, that's amazing. So that's really just coming through the mountain base. So you're looking at really going through all this variation, stone.
It takes so long to get here. I don't think we've timed it. I don't think we've probably got time to time it.
Maybe not.
Imagine it's probably started up there close to 100 years ago. Yeah. By the time it gets to us, it's picked up so much wonderful content along the way. Yeah. We know it's fantastic. And
so have you done actually a test on that water? So you're drinking it.
We drink it regularly. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So there's nothing really needed to be done to that water.
No, we use it pretty much straight from the ground.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's
so that's a special.
It is a special. Location is one thing, but the water used is just such a bonus, such a treat. Yeah. We don't use stream water. That's a kind of a misnomer. People think, oh yes, the water coming through the river. Now, I suppose it's the sad fact of the matter, anything could happen upstream. Someone could lose some livestock, and all of a sudden you've got a woolly tasting whiskey in 10 years. Contamination. Yeah. But no, we take bore water straight from the ground.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So the next of our spirits, quite interestingly, this is vodka. So vodka, produced from the exact same ingredients that we use to make our whiskey. The difference is we've distilled this 7 times.
Okay.
So 7 times distillation. We've distilled it to 95% in alcohol and then reduced the concentration to just 44%. So it's still reasonably strong, and it has had copper contact throughout the distillation. But importantly, when you think of 95% alcohol, you think, well, 5%, what's that? It's character. And when we like that character, and we do because it's made from something that we love, malted barley, we want that character to shine through, and it does. And often people will say, oh, vodka should be neutral. We say, well, why drink it? If it's a neutral spirit, if that's what you're wanting, you can find other neutral spirits. You don't necessarily have to drink ours. But on the nose, I always, well, what do you smell?
I smell orange.
Yeah, orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, citrus. I think sometimes a little bit of banana, some banoffee, kind of caramel and toffee. But as I say, everybody's sense is a little bit different. Now to taste. Notice the roundness of spirit and the character and the weight of the spirit. That's really what's important for us, that texture. When producing something like whiskey that will take so very long, certainly we want people to take note of our distillery now, not just in 8 years' time when we release our whiskey, but to know that we produce a great tasting vodka. Well, that in itself is
you've got a path, haven't you?
Yeah.
You're showing them, okay, this is where we're heading.
bated breath.
Yeah.
So waiting intently for what we're going to release.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you like it?
I do.
Yeah, good.
I'm a vodka man, so that's
How does it compare to other vodkas? I mean,
it's very smooth.
Yeah.
I find it is very rounded.
always with copper contact throughout the distillation process, and that copper gives it that roundness, that characteristic.
You may find this because you're a smaller distillery, you're probably putting a little bit more care into your product. The bigger ones, it's
Well, we're
in
putting care.
and out.
We're putting care into everything.
Yeah.
And everything that we produce has to be stringently checked, and that's
And it's all on show, isn't
and
it?
all on show. Yeah, there's nowhere to hide.
Nowhere to hide.
Nowhere to
Yeah.
hide. The next of our spirits is our gin. The gin, by nature, I suppose, you think gin is flavoured vodka, flavoured ethanol. Now we go as far as to make that ethanol ourselves. We call it the Reed single malt vodka. It is a single malt spirit. That spirit will then take the flavour of the botanicals that we infuse it with, and we infuse by distillation. So we take our vodka spirit, we distill through our botanical range. We've got a gin still with a chimney, and into that chimney we pack our botanicals. And as our alcohol vaporizes and passes through those botanicals, it gathers all that flavour. The botanicals we use are here. So we have juniper, a little blackberry.
Yeah, very traditional with the old gin process.
It's a necessity.
Yeah.
You cannot have gin without juniper.
Yeah.
We use coriander seed,
Okay.
angelica root. Again, nothing unusual there. We use lemon skin and orange skin. And this little lady here is a rosehip. We use rosehip. It is quite unusual to use rosehip for gin. But for us, it's our real central Otago inclusion. It grows all around us, planted originally by Chinese gold miners. Great source of vitamin
So,
C.
any chance that we're using the roses that we were outside?
No. The roses that we've planted around the distillery are a perfume rose.
Perfume rose.
And designed for the perfume. And luckily for us, these briar roses that grow around the distillery, they grow all through the landscape. So we can just gather those, without having to impact our rose oil production.
And now, so for the citrus components, where are you getting that from?
So citrus we bring in from the Hawke's Bay, so New Zealand oranges. A lot of citrus comes through from each of the elements. When it comes to the other ingredients, well, we look to the best producers. We want coriander seed and angelica root. We get those through a spice trading company from India, and then our juniper comes across from Italy. On the nose, well, I get lots of citrus.
Yes.
I get you tell me what you get, rather than leading you.
I'm smelling a lot of lemon and orange.
Yeah.
It's a real combination.
Strangely, orange is one of the, I suppose, smallest components to the gin. It is in there, but we use very little. In terms of citrus, as I say, each of the elements has a little citrus inclusion. Even the coriander seed brings out the orange, but that rosehip I find adds a little bit more texture and also adds a little bit of citrus to the mix.
Just tasting it on the actual front of your lips, I'm getting the rosehip right on the lips.
So each element, being that we only have 6 ingredients to flavour our spirit, each element has its place.
Yes.
They're not in there, we're not throwing loads of botanicals in there just for the sake of including them, but each of them has
So are you finding that though with when you're tasting it, that you're actually, each of the elements are coming through at a different part of the palate?
Yeah.
A bit like wine.
Yeah.
So that you may find the middle palate is picking up more of the citrus, the front side of your palate may be picking up more of the juniper. And
It's a complete package.
Yeah.
So rather than focusing on one, we focus on them working together as one. And that's the source. The source, pure Cardrona gin.
Brilliant.
You like it?
Love it.
It's the aim of the game. We like to make nice things. Last and not least, this is our Rose Rabbit orange liqueur. So Rose Rabbit is our liqueur range. We've taken Gisborne oranges, navel oranges from the North Island, and we've macerated those on a vodka spirit. Okay. So it's a traditional way of infusing a flavour into a spirit, just to steep them in muslin bags, let them rest in that spirit, and for a few weeks, and after that, we take the orange skin, the peel away, and we're left with a delicious orange flavoured spirit. Now we've added sugar. Because it's a liqueur, we must add some sugar to that.
So what sort of levels of sugar we
Very, very low. We've gone for 5% sugar in this, which is, I suppose, the minimum requirement. You need to have at least that to classify it as a liqueur,
Right.
and we've aimed for that. We don't want to go for any more.
No.
Reasonably strong still in alcohol, 44.8%.
Yeah.
But I think importantly, the balance of that spirit. You know, you haven't got the sugar overriding the alcohol or the orange flavour. You've got a little bit of bite to it in the background.
Yeah.
And we use real oranges.
So do you find a lot of some other maybe distilleries that are doing a sort of a similar style of product are adding more sugar to their?
To be quite honest, I'm not aware of how much sugar they add. I know that we go for the minimum just because we prefer.
You're trying to drive the actual
flavour,
yeah.
the flavour of the spirit itself. I'm not one to say anything about any other distillery. In fact, you know, I love that other distilleries do this. We weren't the first to think of orange liqueur, but we certainly made a good hand at making a small batch orange liqueur, something that
can just drive the flavour. Yeah,
drives the flavour. I mean, this equally as well in cocktails as it does by itself, again standalone.
Yeah.
This, for me, dark chocolate at the end of the meal.
Beautiful.
This and over ice, and
couldn't go wrong.
I don't need anything else. I'm a happy person.
Which dark chocolate are you using?
Oh, best New Zealand dark chocolate, Whittaker's.
Whittaker's. There we go. Kenny, look, thank you so much for showing us through the distillery.
Truly a pleasure,
It's
right?
been wonderful. Great to try all your products. It's going to go gangbusters.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Slow to back.